you with a wild child. You find that you will be okay. I only know of one solution.
So of course, some other things you need to get is toiletries. So I don't know what you use to bath in the morning, but like soap. The towel I think is key for all you people with the sensitive skin, because I feel like I use a lot of the towel. Actually, I don't know if there's any hope. Not to be depressing or anything, but I used a lot of the towel. It could be a combination of things, like the mosquito net and like the water, but I still had like irritations and rashes on my face, and the sun possibly is also another issue. Um, but yes, the towel, definitely would recommend getting that from outside of the camp because they do charge a lot for the towel, because just be like that. But definitely would, soap, sponge, all that good stuff for your toiletries. And then please be cool. Just don't forget perfume. Perfume and deodorant. Like for all my guys too, please. Just like for all of us, everybody, just have mercy on us. Get perfume and body spray if you want to have like a portable one too, because it gets hot. And like when it gets hot, like it's not cute if you're not wearing deodorant, or if you're not wearing, like, you need a combination of the two, right? Like, but yeah, anyway, just make sure you're not that person who doesn't bring both of them. I'm sure you can buy some at Mammy Market, obviously be more expensive, but if you have your own like that works, please bring it. It got really hot in Kaduna, so you do not want to be that person that's stanking up the whole place, if you know what I mean. So obviously you don't want to forget the stuff you sleep with, like your nightgown, whatever, underwear. And of course your sleeping stuff will depend on how the weather is. Like I said, I feel like I brought like a long t-shirt and shorts, which it was very cold in the mornings. So I don't know, just make sure, like, that just still comes back to making sure you research where you're going to, because I just assumed everywhere was hot, and so just making sure you know what happens in terms of weather at night. Guys, newspaper. I felt like such a G during camp because I was like the only person who had it. There's one of very few people who had it, but it's like really important just because, well, at least for me in my camp experience, it was really important because at points in time, like chairs were not really a thing in the hall. Like there are not enough chairs to go around for the number of people, which I don't know, doesn't really make any sense. But like there weren't enough chairs for people, and I am not the kind of person who is fighting, like who just fights over chairs. So me, just take my newspaper, put it on the floor, sit down, and just, because sometimes the hustle was real. But newspapers for sitting down randomly, like for points in time, I always had it in my pouch, my fanny pack, like just a piece of newspaper just in case, because lots of times they would punish us, so we're always wearing all white, as I've mentioned. And Kaduna and many places in Nigeria, I'm pretty sure they don't. Yeah, many places, many camps are very sandy, so they punish us by telling us to sit down on the floor. So I mean, obviously we'd have to figure out how to clean up our clothes. But me, like I said, just take my newspaper. I mean, obviously don't make it too obvious that you have newspaper, and then just sit down on it. So that would help me out, and also with kneeling down, because at points in time there were stones in the ground and stuff. The newspaper would help out with that. But I would definitely recommend, I brought like just one newspaper. No, actually it was one or two newspapers, and that would be sufficient. I mean, obviously you can tear them in half and stuff and share, but like I think that was something that I was really proud of myself for bringing. Definitely would recommend that for camp. Oh, also with the newspaper, people have always talked about shot putting, which I do not really do much of anyway. So shot putting is the whole concept of pooping in a, well, basically either a newspaper or a plastic bag, and then just putting it out, like throwing it out like where the trash is basically, or randomly, which is an interesting concept, but is necessary for some camps, I'm sure. But That was another use for the newspaper. I didn't end up using it for that reason anyway, if anyone was wondering. Also buckets. So like I had 2 or 3 buckets. You want to make sure you have, I think you want to make sure you have one and one, obviously for washing your clothes if you bother to wash your clothes or have someone else wash it for you. For washing your clothes, for storing water, because like I said, the struggle in Kaduna was real, where there were points in time where there was no water, and like I would be like, oh hey, I have an extra bucket of water, and like I'd be like, turn up, hey. But and then I had another bucket to keep all my like toiletries and like showering stuff. So making sure you bring all of that. I mean, for me, I obviously bought it at the Mammy Market because I'm not going to be carrying a bucket from Lagos to Kaduna on a plane. So that was one of those purchases I made in the Mammy Market. Obviously, it was more expensive, but you can also buy it around outside of the camp. So sunglasses. I don't really wear sunglasses, and I also wear glasses normally. I didn't bring my contacts to camp because I was not trying to get my eye infected. But people wear sunglasses because it gets really sunny, so you want to protect your eyes. My glasses already had that UV protection, so I didn't really need sunglasses, but some people would recommend bringing sunglasses. Cheap ones, obviously, because you don't want them to get stolen. I mean, if they are stolen, then it's not that much of a loss. But yeah, sunglasses would be something, or something to protect your eyes. Also, sunblock if you want to protect your skin too. Snacks, especially those that you can't live without. I didn't have any personally. I mean, I did bring some chocolate. I think like the Mammy Market can be very limited in terms of what kind of food it can offer. So if there's something like a snack that you really like and you don't want to like go those 3 weeks without eating it, recommend bringing that and locking it up in your suitcase just in case the Mammy Market doesn't have that or it's extremely expensive in the Mammy Market. And if you have room in your suitcase. Money. So I'm talking about cash, not like your card or anything. I know I'm the kind of person who doesn't carry cash around, so that was definitely different for me. But at the Miami Market, they only take cash. I mean, as of 2015, that's all they took. So, yeah, I would recommend bringing a good amount of cash. The ATM thing, they didn't really, at least, okay, so the Christian group at our camp had this whole thing where they could help you out with your ATM, so like they could withdraw money for you, but I don't know how often. I never tried it on my own because I did have enough cash on my own. I never tried it on my own trying to withdraw money outside. I'm pretty sure you can get an exit for that to withdraw money, but I'm sure it's a process, especially if you're going to a place where you've never been to before. Finding a bank or an ATM nearby would be a journey. So I would recommend bringing enough cash. I don't know, enough is relative. Like I said, it depends on how much you buy, like in the Miami Market for, and then how much food you have to buy. You can bring 50K, and that's a lot. But like, you can bring 50K and use it up. It depends on the kind of person you are, anyway. But I would recommend definitely, on average, probably spend like 1K. You can probably spend 1K on food per day. So if you want to bring 20, 30K, that will be sufficient for food if you eat morning, night, and dinner, morning, afternoon, and night, excuse me. So then you can add on for extra things you need to buy. But yeah, it can be a lot, and you need to make sure you keep your money well. So that would be another thing to recommend. Fanny packs. So I know some people, when I was watching videos and reading blogs, people were talking about bringing purses and whatnot. Sure, you can do that, but I feel like the fanny pack was the way to go for camp. Like, it was just like, strap it on your waist and go, because it's just easier to manage. Like, it's already on your waist, and like as you're walking around, if you have to run, like it's like less stressful. Of course, you need to make sure you zip it up, but like fanny pack was definitely needed for me. I would prefer it versus a purse anyway. But yeah, making sure you have a fanny pack. I did buy it in the Miami Market. The first day they tried to cheat me with 700 naira, but then the next day I bought it for like 400 naira. So just make sure, especially if you have an accent, Like, people are most likely going to try and cheat you. Just make sure you know, let them know that you know what's up and price it with them. So yes, but a fanny pack was really important for all your valuables. Like, I had to sleep in my fanny pack. Like, it was legit. Like, that was the only reason. I feel like that was the main reason why things were not stolen from me. Like, I legitimately slept, like, held it close to my pillow like this. It was pretty legit. So, but I mean, I bought it at the Mammy Market, used it for camp, and then just, I guess, threw it away. Like, you can buy one from outside if you want, but for me, it was like a use and dump kind of thing afterwards. Of course, passport pictures. So I was told, if you're gonna do anything with Nigerian government, you have to have passport pictures. So I would recommend, before coming into camp, I would recommend having at least 10, 8 or 10 passport pictures. I know some people were talking about having a lot more, but what I found was when I got into camp, we took more passport pictures with our NYSC uniform, and I'm guessing, and that's what you start using afterwards anyway. So just bring a few to start off with, because you will need it for registration and all that good stuff. But then don't bring that many. Like, they're going to still require that you give them your NYSC passport picture. So, and that's what you'll take while you're at camp. So your documents, right? So like, this is for everyone. So Nigerian trained students, foreign trained students, like, you need to make sure you have your transcript, your diploma, your statement of results, whatever. There's a list that comes with the application, on the registration online, that I think you basically need to bring for verification, especially with foreign trained students. I think there was a point in time when they randomly were like, hey, we're going to verify foreign trained students. So, and my issue with that was that I didn't have it with me. I had given it to my guardian in Kaduna to put away for me, and so I had to call him to bring it back. So just be careful with that, of course, like, because I know with my diploma, I was like, nah, I need to, like, keep that well. It costs too much. But make sure to keep it well, but also you do need it for the NYSC registration process and the verification process. So don't forget any of those. Please do not.